Yo, thanks for tuning in. This is your boy Rex McLeod coming at you on 5/12/2020 with another podcast. Let's go.
One, two. For shizzle.
Yo, what's good? This is your boy Raxx coming at you. What's the word? What's the word? I am here to bring you what you need right now. Thanks for tuning in today. I appreciate you joining in on this fantastic Tuesday. Thank you all for your support. Welcome to Raxx City 314. Thanks for keeping it trill in the field. We're going to bring you the stuff that you need, you know what I'm saying? And I want to thank you all for visiting whatever platform you're on, whether it's Facebook or YouTube, for coming in today. Um, what you need to do for me is like the page. Definitely comment through the video if you would like. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe, hit that notification bell. Make sure that you can always get the newest podcast that's coming at you live. You know what I'm saying? This is the home of the freestyle podcasting. Don't have no script. You just go right at it and just wing it. You know what I'm saying? This is what I do. You know what I'm saying? I wing it. This is what your boy do best. You feel me? So I appreciate you for joining in. This is definitely something that, like I say all the time, I just enjoy doing it, y'all. So for those of you who know what's up, we're gonna go right into the word of the day. It's aggrandize, and it's to make great or greater, to increase or to enlarge. So you know what I'm saying? Definitely know that we give out the word of the day. This is definitely something for your vocabulary use. Feel free to use the words that I bring up for the word of the day. Greatly appreciate you tuning in for those different little segments there. You know what I'm saying? Now, check it to hit you with some coronavirus news for today. The U.S. has approximately 1,363,485 cases. This is up 21,684 as of yesterday. So that's a plus 2% increase. We still only have 81,663 deaths, which is, it's a tragedy that we have those type of deaths, but they was expecting way more. So we just want to hope that we can keep these numbers down, y'all. Like as much as possible. We don't need these numbers to go up. So practice social distancing when you guys go out into these public places, as a lot of places are open. And by the time Monday comes here in Missouri, a lot of stuff is just going to be reopened already. So, you want to make sure you got your mask on, protecting yourself, because you got some people who really don't give a hell. They never took this serious, and they still cough and sneeze in public and all that stuff. They don't really care about what nobody think. So protect yourselves. You know what I'm saying? Just make sure you protect yourself so that you don't be contracting anything, taking it back to your family, anything like that. Like, dang, it's not serious. You know what I'm saying? Try to cook as much as you can at home. I know you all like eating out. I mean, I do too. But you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta like dial back. I fell victim to it, of eating out, and I'm just kind of, don't really want to take too many more chances. You know what I'm saying? It's not a lot. I do most of my cooking at home, but sometimes I look for a break, but it's still no excuse. So I'm telling you right now, I'm willing to be on air and admit that there's no excuse. We have to dial back. Have to. There's no point. You know what I'm saying? So I'm talking to myself and I'm talking to you because, it is what it is. We gotta do what we gotta do. We gotta protect each other. You feel me? So definitely do what you have to do to protect yourself and your family. Very, very, very important. You know what I'm saying? So do what you have to. Also, people that have anxieties and things of that nature, you want to check on them. You want to make sure you let them know uh, that they're not machines. They are humans. They're entitled to have feelings and emotions and things of that nature. It's up to you to be a good neighbor, good friend, good family member to try to talk them down, let them understand that they are needed and necessary in this world, and we all going to make it together up out of this. You know what I'm saying? So definitely relay the message on and make sure that you're doing your part to help curb this stinky blind virus that just went on ride your baloney pony all the way to Chinatown. Worse than a hook on Friday night, $2. Just worse than that. So definitely watch out. You know what I'm saying? Do your part. You feel me? It's a lot of stuff we're going to talk about today. All right. Now, Dr. Anthony Fauci, testifying remotely, tells the Senate panel that the U.S. doesn't have COVID 19 completely under control. Like we didn't know that, Dr. Fauci. Um, we already know, because if it was under control, then we wouldn't be hearing about it anymore. Sometimes, just sometime, I'm not telling you this is like, oh, 100% how I feel. I'm just saying, sometimes I just feel like it's something that they're using to try to keep control over people because other stuff going on that they really don't want us paying attention to. Uh, as you see throughout this whole COVID-19 scenario, there's been like tons of deaths, people dying from other reasons, like people who we wouldn't even expect to be dying. Like, wow, this person died. You know what I'm saying? So you definitely want to pay attention to the undertones. Remember, I always said that the things that go on that are above your head are right at your eye level, but the majority of the things are being hidden. So let's undertone. Those are things that's below your level of thinking, below your level of looking. So sometimes you got to dial back because you're so evolved and so ahead of everything to the point where it's so woke that sometimes it's things that's going on when you almost sleep. So it's like you gotta be watching because that's when the things are being hidden. You know what I'm saying? So keep your eyes open, but yet still pay attention as you're going to sleep. If that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So definitely watch out for that. California State University's system announces virtual fall semester for most students across the 23 campuses will be getting done online. They will be taught online. Um, and they're going to have some limited exceptions that allow for in-person activity. The university, when open without restrictions and fully in person, is a place where 500,000 people can come together in close and vibrant proximity. Um, Meeting the California State's Board of Trustees, that approach sadly just isn't in the cards now. So pretty much what they're saying is that they deal with a large number of people that can be in close proximities. But the meeting that the California State's Board of Trustees, uh, they stated that, and they say that this approach is just not going to be foreseeable in the future. It's just something that they have to adjust. They have to work around it and make do with what they have. That way, people can still get their education and they can still move forward. Um, I would definitely want to say that um, due to this COVID-19, there are a lot of kids out there that did not get a chance to graduate. They miss sports, sports activities that all kids in high school look forward to, especially those seniors and juniors, so especially the seniors. We're just going to go especially seniors because those seniors, that sets up their future. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got guys who um, play basketball. Like during this time, like after January, you have certain sports that were being played, like basketball was being played. You have other sports that kick off, like baseball, softball, um, volleyball. Sometimes, yeah, volleyball kicks off. You have soccer that picks up as well. You have different sports that just start kicking off, and it depends on where you live too. Some of these sports go on all year, some happen at different parts of the year. So, it's something that a lot of these kids, particularly, you have all these sports that happen after January. Kids are really, really hammering it in. They're really pushing hard, getting their grades to that level because there are scouts that come out that look at these kids that interested in them getting scholarships to go to college and things of that nature. Some of these seniors will not be able to go and have that college experience like they would like to have. They're missing proms, they're missing graduations. They're missing, you know, in those first moments, those experiences that a lot of us already have had. The older adults, we've already had these experiences. So a lot of these kids don't get to have those experiences at all. And it's something that's very heartbreaking to see that, you know, a virus came along and shut all of that down, all hopes and dreams for a lot of these kids. So, you know, I was part of a motorcycle drive, graduation drive-bys, birthday drive-bys. This is what we did. We met up, hopped on motorcycles, rode past these people's houses. They had decorated their fronts with graduation decorations for the kids in their home that had graduated. And we drive by and man showed out. Probably had to be at the most maybe about 80 bikers, somewhere close to that, maybe 50. But you know, it's a high number of bikers, all from different clubs. Some free riders who just just ride free. They don't are not part of the club. Have a lot of them that are parts of the club. So, you know, you had everybody banding together. You had 1%ers, you had 99%ers, you had different people that were all together to make this ride to show that we appreciate these youngsters, that we appreciate how they went through the whole entire year doing everything they had to make it to this point, but things just did not go in their favor. So I definitely appreciate those people who set those things up so that we can pay homage to those kids, so that those kids can have a sense of greatness at this time during this COVID-19 situation. You know what I'm saying? So I greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate those bikers, the people who set that movement up, the families who reached out to the bikers to make sure that they came out and were a part of it, and to the police departments who were involved. Because, you know, a lot of times police officers, they see bikers in those large groups and they get kind of get nervous. But a lot of them had heads up on what was going on. They chose to come out and be part of the situation, show the community that they weren't just interested in policing the people in the neighborhood and things of that nature, that they also wanted to celebrate, you know, the accomplishments of these youngsters, help celebrate their, their achievements, which is the same thing as accomplishments, but you know, you get what I'm saying. So the police came out, they showed up. Big shout out to Ferguson Police Department because they really set up a real small little drive-by parade, you know, that they was making sure that they was part of. So they set aside a designated area where bikers can meet up and all of that. Didn't bother anybody, let everybody do their thing. They chilled out. There wasn't any violence, wasn't any issues, there wasn't any disagreements. It was just a nice, peaceful time. Uh, the neighbors were great neighbors in those areas. You know, they didn't have any issues except when we hit Florissant. So I would like to say that when we rode by in Florissant, we did not care if there were other graduates that were on the street or anything. We wanted to show up for the kids in that neighborhood. But you had like some, I'm gonna just call it what it is, some dickheads who called the police, said we were blocking off the street. I mean, literally, when we pulled up, it was only taking like 30 to 40 seconds. But some people just could not, fathom what was going on. They didn't care. They didn't care at all. They didn't even want you there. They didn't give a hell. And it's just sad. It just shows that you have some people that are such dickheads to where they really, really, really just don't give a hell about nothing, nobody else but themselves at all. Their own happiness. Very, very selfish idiots. And I would like to definitely give them honorary invitations to the Takachi Awards, Duntsville, because those neighbors belong there. The ones that called the police, y'all asses belong in Duntsville because y'all stupid. I'm not gonna give y'all the Takachi Award. Y'all just get an automatic induction. Y'all just go right there. Y'all belong there. I don't know who you are, but we're just gonna have your faces there with blankness because nobody really cares what your face looks like. We don't care. We just think that you were idiots for that. And to the young man who's in Ferguson, as we were driving, who clipped one of the bikers, didn't harm him anything, but did hit like a couple bikes. Didn't tear the bikes up, but it was the fact that you did not want to show respect to what was going on, and you chose to be reckless, and you got a whole bunch of bikers that rode after you. From what I understand, you got saved. You got saved. Some store person saved you. You know what I'm saying? And that had to be a good thing for you, because the thing is, when and what a lot of people need to understand is that most bikers have a mission when they're riding. That mission does not involve you in your car at all. So the minute that you take your car and make your car a weapon towards us, we do not have any tolerance for your buffoonery, because you should automatically understand that you should have some level of respect for people that are riding on two wheels. I mean, you wouldn't ride down Forest Park and start trying to hit a biker that's riding in the biker lane. It's like it's the same thing. We are riding on something that a lot of people look at as a death trap, like something that, hey, I mean, if harm is coming your way while you're on a motorcycle, you're just kind of doomed unless you know how to get up out of that situation. So we already recognize that while we're riding. What we don't need is for you to actually pursue that type of that type of process. We don't need you to pursue us with your vehicle. I mean, think about it. You're riding in your car. You may have a gun on you or whatever. You might be able to accurately drive with a weapon on you. We do have laws that protect you when you're riding. But think about this: a biker also has those type of rights as well. Yours might not be as much accessible as ours is, but what you have to understand is that no biker is going to let your car take them out on the road. If they're able to reach, because they recognize what you're doing, that you don't care and you're trying to be reckless against a biker is gonna defend themselves. They have the right to defend themselves at that point. It's looked at, as a felony crime. So once you hit someone, you know you got to understand that that is attempted murder. If that person gets up, you was attempting murder. So that person really has a right to defend themselves. Um, really do. I mean, you got to think about that. So be a little bit more precautious, please. I'm begging you. We do not want any of those issues to happen. We're very, very peaceful people. We like to be to ourselves. So we try when we drive to be away from you. Now, if you do everything you can to keep getting close to us, we don't understand why you're doing that. We don't understand why you want to be so close to us. We're just trying to move along and get to our destination. That's it. It's not a crime for you to joyride where you want. It's not a crime for us to joyride where we want. So just try to honor the system, like, please. We're not looking for anything, any problems from you guys. All right, we try to be law-abiding citizens. We try to do everything we can to make sure that we're being positive role models in our communities. All right, that's why when you go to a biker party, 9 times out of 10, there's not going to be any type of issues that kick off. Um, it's just not like that. And you really not going to hear anything about our issues that's going on. But when you go to the club, 9 times out of 10, somebody's going to get into a fight. It's going to be a shootout. Somebody's going to get hurt, harmed, whatever the case is. And, it might be a good chance you can get away. Might be a good chance that you get locked up. But the thing about it with bikers is that if we get involved in anything, everyone knows who we are. People know who we are. So if the police show up and something just kicked off or something like that, 9 times out of 10, they're going to find out who it was, who the person was. There's no discrimination on the set when it comes down to different types of clubs that are in existence on the set. I mean, you have to get certain types of approvals from certain groups to set up your stuff, because a lot of these groups that have been around for a long time are in charge of keeping order amongst the set in their city. So it's very important that you follow some type of that you follow some type of code of conduct for yourself, just being a regular citizen of your community. You know, have a code of conduct and abide by it, because no one wants violence. No one wants to have any issues. Everyone wants to make it home safe. Everyone wants to get home to their families. Yes, bikers have families, okay? They have families. They do have people that they love, loved ones, people who love them. So let's show some respect to them. So to all those who did respect bikers and the missions that they be on, we definitely thank you all to the utmost. We thank the all the first responders that are out doing their jobs, that are participating in things that are going on in the communities. We thank all of them. We definitely appreciate the love that you all show us, and we will continue to do things to make things better in our communities, because that's what we truly desire, for our communities to be better. And we will do everything that we can to make sure that our communities are thriving and, pushing forward in this hard time that we're going through. If we could provide any type of assistance, happiness, to any of these youngsters that are going through these tough times during this COVID-19 situation, them and their schooling, anything of that nature. They need a little support. They having birthdays and they can't enjoy them due to COVID-19. Like, a lot of bikers do not have a problem with coming by, doing salutes and things of that nature. Just reach out to your someone that you know that's in a biker club, and it's nothing for them to get to the right channels and set this stuff up. Okay, so definitely know that we do love our communities. We do love the people that are in our communities. We do have a tremendous amount of respect for the leaders of the community and the responders in the community, and you the citizens. All right, so please know that. All right, now to move forward, I'm also going to let you all know that we do have merch and different things of that nature that will be coming soon. So please support us. All proceeds will go towards something. So please don't be cheap when the time comes. Just, show some support. You know what I'm saying? Because I can tell you that I am doing this by myself. I'm doing this as a lone ranger. I do have people who do come in and you know, be part of the podcast at different parts during the week. And that's purely off invite and, you know, people who reach out and say they really enjoyed having this particular guest on. Maybe it should be a regular thing on that day. And, it's one of those things that that day is a day where we're doing what we have to do to make the fans that we have that watch, make them happy and proud to see progress going on. All right, and like I said, this is a freelance type of podcast, and I do take pride in doing it that way. It does, seem to have a more raw feeling to it. So I like to let you all see that the rawness coming through is something that a lot of people could appreciate. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? So it's something that's very great. Now, what I would go on to push on is our Takashi Award recipient for the day. All right. Now, this Takashi Award recipient, which I'm going to call the digital authorities to go ahead and retrieve this person, because this person uh, does deserve to have, some light shed on them. All right. So, digital authorities, please come on and get this story. All right. Now, what I'm going to show you all here is going to be a video of a Los Angeles police officer who has, as you see in the still frame right here, this man is already facing face first up against a fence. Looks appears as if he's about to go into arrest mode, put his hands behind his back. So this clearly shows you right here at the beginning of the video that the police officer does have the upper hand over the situation, and that he obviously has this situation under control. Even the arrestee is giving that impression that this officer has things under control. Really, he doesn't even need this. He really doesn't even need this gun in his hand. I mean, this taser in his hand, because of the simple fact that he could just go right in with the cuffs and go ahead and cuff the guy, do it peacefully, everything can be fine. But things take a turn. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how this is taking a turn. It does have uh, um, captioning, so you will be able to see what is being said. I don't think you'll be able to hear this, but you will be able to see exactly what's being said. Okay. He's telling the man not to fight, and he's not fighting the man. He got his hands behind his back. He kept telling the police his hands were not behind his back. And you see what the police is doing? Punching him in the back of the head, punching him in the stomach. It looks like he did all this right outside of a church. This police officer put a lot of hands on this man in arrest where all he had to do was just put the cuffs on his arms. Now there's a lady inside of that gate that's saying that that man did not put his hands on that officer. The officer was saying that the man attacked him. Now, I don't know what happened before that video started, but obviously that was the video from the police cam on the police officer's chest. Now, from what I seen there, that young man did not hit that police officer. He was up against the fence. The police officer had the opportunity to go ahead and lock the man up, but it seems like he wanted to whale him down with some punches before he took him in. From what it looks like to me, it looks like as if he was trying to um, pretty much take away this man's manhood in front of, I don't know if the house he was standing in front of was his family or not, but it seems as if he was trying to take away this man's manhood in front of possibly the people who know him in the community or his family. Was trying to just do him in. I didn't hear anybody, the ladies on the other side of that fence screaming or anything, so it could have just been a passerby or just someone that they know from the neighborhood. But people were clearly saying that he did not touch you. So, with that being said, I can only go off what's going on there at that scene, and it appears that this officer had a bad day, woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Maybe his son had cursed him out before he left for work this morning, or maybe his wife gave him a hard time the night before. Don't know what the case was. Maybe he got yelled at work. Maybe he has a history of beating on people, and his boss said something to him before he left, and he wanted to take this out on everybody that he dealt with for the day. But I will say this: not all police officers are as brutal as this man is. So I would like to tell you that don't hang up your feelings when it comes down to the law enforcement. You do just have some that are bad, just like not all black people are good people. You have some that are bad. Not all white people are good people. You have some that are bad. Not all Mexicans are good people. You have some that are bad. Not all Asians are good people. You have some that are bad. But that's basically what I'm saying is that you cannot judge a book by its cover because sometimes the book can have a very, very bad cover or a torn up cover, but the pages on the inside could be laced with gold. And the words could be words that are, it's just music to your ears. You know what I'm saying? So don't judge his actions and don't take his actions and just apply them to every single police officer that you see, okay? Because I can definitely tell you that this Takachi award today is definitely going to that officer. He definitely deserves the Takachi award. I can definitely tell you that for sure. It does not take all of that to arrest someone. All you have to do is get the situation under control, apply the handcuffs, take him on in. After all, he had backup there as well, and he horned in for more backup. So he got in what he could get in before others could come in. So the other officer that was there with him was a young lady, and she appeared to be his partner. So they may have a history of she has a history of covering for him. He may have a history of covering for her. These other officers that showed up, he definitely was not doing their stuff when they pulled up. He was done doing it. So I can definitely tell you that he's getting this Takashi Award. All of the prisoners in jail that work in that know how to sew and get together, use their orange jumpsuits and make the tallest dunce hat they can. They need to take this man, put him on the tallest wall that they can find, possibly the Donald Trump wall when they get that all built up. They could take him, put him on the top of it, drop this dunce hat right on top of his head. 9 times out of 10, it's gonna cover up his whole body because no one probably is gonna want to see him. And they just need to know exactly where he is at all times. We need to see him in Duntsville because that's where he belongs. And then he needs to be accompanied by the sound of the foghorn that lets us know when he's coming. Because when you see him coming, either run and know what you're dealing with, all right? He gets the sound. Yes, he does. He deserves it. He definitely deserves it. Go ahead and join all of the people inside of Duntsville because they are waiting for you, Mr. Officer. I don't know what your name is. Really don't care what your name is. Your name should just be stupid because you did something on video that was just completely stupid. And I don't think that you even understand what you did. I think that you felt that what you did was a good thing, and it just doesn't even matter uh, what you feel because no one actually cares. All right. Now, to read the official article for that video for you, it's basically two officers made contact with the male trespass suspect and directed him to leave the private property. During the course of the investigation, a physical altercation occurred between the suspect and one of the officers, resulting in the officer receiving minor injuries to his hand, which I'm pretty sure that was from him punching on the man. Suspect had abrasions to his head and face but refused medical attention. All right. Now, 9 times out of 10, he probably refused medical attention because he know that if he went for that medical attention, that it most likely would have caused some type of further, harder charges, or maybe they chose to say, "Hey, we'll let the charges go," or gave him that, that weird ass warning that, "Hey, maybe um, if you leave this alone, you might just get up out of this all right. You might just be able to go home." So you need to understand when you're being told not to do something. See, you did all this moving around and you made me do these things to you because I didn't know what you were gonna do. You know how they talk around something, scold you, but kind of let you know during that scolding, like, hey, if you leave this alone, maybe nothing will happen. Or we'll contact you if we want to press charges. But I suggest that you keep your nose clean to stay out of trouble because if we see you again, you're definitely going down. Like they use a lot of different talking when they know they messed up to try to jog you into not saying anything. Then I mean, might not say nothing, but then you might hear something about 6 months later, 3 months later, when they don't pick up the case, but the state pick it up and be like, yeah, we see enough to prosecute you. Now it's out of their hands because they didn't press charges on you. The state did. So you must understand, Mr. Police Officer, wherever you are, whoever you are, whether you was in Los Angeles or Houston. I did hear Houston on they said Houston on the radio, so maybe they were in Houston. I'm just assuming maybe they were in California because the man had a Ram shirt, and I wouldn't think of anybody else that would wear a Ram shirt right now, except someone from Los Angeles. But it had to be in one of those spots. It looks definitely like one of those spots. I'm willing to bet that is California because the gates in front of the house in California is just known for that type of stuff. They don't really have things like that down in Texas. So I'm willing to bet that was California anyway. So, Mr. Officer, you definitely deserve to be in Dunksville. That is where you will have your new home, where you will be joining all of the rest of the stupid idiots with ugly faces who do dumb things and get idiotic results. All right. I want to thank you all for joining me tonight here in Raxx City 314. I want you all to have a magnificent night. Good night. Don't let the bed bugs bite. If they do, get your boot, smack them to that black and blue, change your covers, wash them, put on some new covers. Now, before you do that, sorry, take some Lysol, spray your bed down, try to spray something to make sure you don't have any more bed bugs. And have a good night's sleep. Wake up on the right side of the bed, not the wrong side of the bed, all right? Or the long side of the bed. Just wake up on the right side of the bed, all right? Peace out. This your boy Rex McLeod. I will see you all tomorrow.